Hi, and welcome to this new Odoo lesson where we'll talk about the management of multiple currencies to the delight of global business accountants everywhere. So let's start with the basics. Exchange rates are the values used to convert one currency to another. Here, for example, we can buy 1.34 Canadian dollars with 1 US dollar. However, these rates vary following the flows of the market, and this means that at another date, perhaps 1 US dollar would only be able to buy 1.33 Canadian dollars. This kind of change happens continuously worldwide and determines the strength of a currency against other currencies. This means that an exchange gain or loss usually occurs when some time passes between the moment an invoice is issued and the moment it's paid. For example, at my company, Stealthywood Inc., we had a customer in Canada who bought one of our special desks with cool secret drawers. We usually sell that model for $1,000 US, and the day we issued the invoice, 1 US dollar was worth 1.40 Canadian dollars. Odoo computed automatically that the price for our Canadian customer should be 1,400 Canadian dollars, and that's the price we decided to keep. Since our company's main currency is the US dollar, Odoo recorded that 1,400 Canadian dollars issued were worth 1,000 US dollars on that day. Our customer took some time to pay us the 1,400 Canadian dollars on our bank account in Canadian dollars, and the day we received the payment, the US dollar was worth only 1.10 Canadian dollars. That was great for us because the 1,400 Canadian dollars were then worth 1,272 US dollars and 73 cents. This is the amount that Odoo used for the reconciliation. The difference between that amount and the amount on date 1 was then added as a gain in our exchange gain and loss journal. So let's quickly see what this looks like as journal entries. We have here our journal with a column showing the values in the currency different than ours. Our accounting is in US dollars, and the invoice and payment are made in Canadian dollars. As we have seen just before, we issued an invoice of 1,400 Canadian dollars, which is written down in US dollars as a credit in our revenue. In counterpart, 1,000 US dollars are added in the debit column of our account receivable account. This means that our customer owes us 1,000 US dollars. Our customer then paid us the 1,400 Canadian dollars on another date with a different exchange rate. On this new journal entry, the 1,400 is worth 1,272 US dollars, and Odoo moved them from the bank account to the account receivable account. When we reconcile these two, we realize that the balance is not equal to 0. In this case, the exchange rate was to our advantage, and the gain was added to our exchange gain account. And in counterpart, the same amount was removed from the account receivable. With this, the balance is, at last, equal to 0. Managing all of this would be a hassle if done manually, but fortunately, it's very simple to configure Odoo to do it automatically. So let's see how we can do this. All right, so here I am on my database for my company, Stealthywood Inc. Specifically, I'm on the accounting module on the settings page. So to get here, I just went to the accounting application, configuration, settings. So from here, we're going to activate the option to use multiple currencies. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the currencies section. Okay, and we're going to activate this option, multi-currencies, which I've already done. So once you activate this, you'll be able to see some additional fields that I'm looking at right here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is activate another currency. All right, so I'm going to simply click on the Activate Other Currency button. At the moment, I see that only USD, only US dollars are activated, but I also want to activate Canadian dollars as well. So let's go ahead and search for Canadian dollars, CAD, and activate simply by clicking on this Activate button. So it's quite simple. Then we're going to go back to the settings page. All right, we're going to scroll down again. Here we can also define our exchange gain or loss journal. So by default, I have exchange difference, USD. You can choose another one if you would like to. However, for my company, this is the best one for this purpose. All right, then we're going to go to automatic currency rates. Be sure that this is checked. And I already have this populated, but you have several options here. So for the service, where we will get the exchange rates, we have many that we can choose from. So I've chosen xe.com. However, you may choose another one. All right, and then we also have the interval. So if you just activated this, the interval will automatically say manually here. But you can also choose daily, weekly, or monthly. So I've chosen daily. I can see that the last time I synchronized was today, and the next one will be tomorrow since I've chosen daily. All right, but let's go ahead and refresh this since I just activated the Canadian dollars. So I can do that by clicking this Update Now button right here. Once I click on this, the page will reload. Okay, and now that I know the exchange rate is up to date, let's go ahead and create a new invoice for our Canadian customer. So we're going to go to the accounting dashboard, create a new invoice. All right, let's choose our customer and also add a product. Okay, so just note, at first I'm leaving the currency as USD because I want to show you the difference between the USD and the CAD when we add the product to the invoice. Okay, so again, but first I almost forgot to change the currency. Go to CAD, and then we're going to add that customizable desk with battery. All right, and we see the difference right here. Okay, so you have to use more Canadian dollars to purchase this item at the correct USD price. All right, so we see $1,000 US dollars, which is our standard price for this product since our company's main currency is USD. And then we have more than 1,300 Canadian dollars. So let's go ahead and remove the tax because it is an international sale. And we're also going to remove this first line because we only want to charge them using using Canadian dollars as the currency. And then we'll validate this. Once we do that, once it's validated, we're going to go ahead, jump to configuration currencies. Right now, I'm only looking at the active currencies because I have this filter. We can always remove this, look at all currencies, and activate other currencies simply by clicking on this button. So it's quite easy. But let's go to Canadian dollars here. So of course I have some basic information. I have the currency, CAD, the current rate. I also see the currency unit and subunit, so dollars and cents. But what we're gonna do is actually go to rates right here. I'm going to manually add a rate for tomorrow because I want to see what will happen when I register a payment when the rate is different than it was on the day that the invoice was created. So let's go ahead and manually create a rate for tomorrow. I'm going to select tomorrow. I'm going to say 1.15, so it has changed drastically. Let's go ahead and save this. Oh, actually, it's not going to change that drastically. Don't worry. Let's say 1.30 and we'll save. All right, let's go back to that invoice. Okay, and we're going to register the payment for tomorrow. Okay, let's register payment, Canadian dollars, and tomorrow, and then we'll validate. Okay, once it's validated, we see that payment has been reconciled. Here we have all the information. Then we can go to the Other Info tab and check out the journal. So let's click on the journal entry. All right, so I see the currency here, the debit and the credit and the amount currency, and it's balanced on this journal entry, but what we need to do is check out the reconciled entries. Okay, so when we look at this, we see that that it's not balanced. Okay, so we have a credit of $1,027.35, okay, and a debit of just $1,000. But that's okay because Odoo sees that there's a difference here and we make a journal entry for that difference as well. So let's go to Accounting, Journal Entries. All right, so here we're filtering on miscellaneous operations, which is fine because we have that operation or that journal entry right here. All right, if you want to see all of your journal entries, you simply have to remove this filter. Let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so the difference again was $27.35, and that's marked here. Okay, so it doesn't disappear, it doesn't go somewhere it doesn't belong. It's reported, and we have all of that information right here in our exchange difference journal, which we set under configuration settings. All right, so as you can see, it's quite easy and it's so convenient because there's hardly any manual intervention at all, or it's almost none. It's completely automatic, and Odoo does that for us. So it's so easy, and I definitely recommend you take advantage of it. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.